Hey everyone, so this is proof that a team actually listens. We listen to you. We cancel ship bone and leash bone reduction for our woofable pools. More details on this change and more about ship utility and leash burn in my next medium. Stay tuned. So finally, we're getting, actual updates. A lot of people were saying there's no utility for bone, there's no utility for leash. We're seeing the improvements we need here. Stay on the line. Shiba Inu is not going anywhere. No, it's not going to get replaced by another coin. And I do think Shiba Inu provides something no else community can. And that's a community. Yes, the most important factor, and nobody provides it. Ethereum cannot provide that as it's not a meme. I do think the power of a community is very huge. Now, if we look over here, we're dropping into a lot more news. Shiba Swap update, new pools are live with more coming in the next few days. And they are adding more and more pools so far. So if we check over here, you couldn't beat a burn to celebrate 1 year anniversary. Could Satoshi Kusuma make it possible? Lovely price bump, maybe. And if we got that, that would be the best birthday present. Satoshi won't go against Ryoshi's wishes not to do a burn. It won't happen. Instead, the way supply will be taken out of circulation is through the purchase of NFTs. The crypto spent on NFTs will be sent to a burn wallet, which he calls a burn through utility. So we are getting a burn just in our own way as the creator imagined it. Now, the creator has already left. He left this project for us to finish. He had a core idea, he did everything he could, and now he let the other people do their own thing. Now, what we have to do is make this project a reality. So there is actually a research that a burn is necessary for a realistic price increase. If we ever want to see 1 cent, we need to see a burn. Some of this math isn't overly complicated, but I want to make sure, regardless of education, all of these concepts are well understood. Not many coins exist in the triple trillions range that have a mass following behind them like Shiba Inu. A lot of aspects that bring people into SHIB, like its low price and high supply, are the same reason a lot of people stay away from it. For anybody new to crypto, the exact relationship between the price of token and its circulating supply is related via power law function. True reality, this is not 100% exact. I've used this graph before to discuss the adoption of SHIB on Coinbase, but I think it can tell us a little bit what we need to go in order to attain a price we can all agree is moon-worthy. So he went through the math. Obviously, I'm not going to be going through the whole thing over here. But the most important factor I see over here, if a fixed rate burn plan is implemented and we say that 10,000 SHIB transaction is burned, about 0.06 cent per transaction, it would only take 170 years for us to burn down to 2.5% of our current supply, resulting in a whole increase of about 10x, assuming every other aspect of crypto remains the same. If the price remains the same, we would need 107% to go 10x. At the 100,000 SHIB transaction burned, it would take 10.7 years. So if it would burn, 100,000 SHIB per every transaction, with the cost of the transaction becoming more unwieldy at higher burn rate, that would be 60 cents. Or $6.5 at 1 million SHIB, especially when a vitality of Ethereum gas is added in the mix. So he's saying if we had a strong burn rate, we would need still many days to achieve that. Right now, we have about 287 million USD, about 44 billion at current price, flowing through every exchange. If we were to tax these transactions that are flowing through, we would require either a massive percentage cost or a lot of time in order to achieve our goal of knocking a few zeros from our current price. What we need is a utility plus a burn. In terms of scale, if we wanted to approach our previous method in terms of time scale, we hit about 25% of all value being burned in the foreseeable future, in addition to gas fees. So what he's trying to say is that even with a burn, it's going to take a long time. So adoption rate is a very key metric that will have indeterminable effects on the price. So how many people will use the coin? That's the most important factor, not even the burn itself. This assumes that all transactions initiate a burn, but Satoshi indicated that this will be only for NFTs based on SHIB. As a result, the transaction rate will likely be very much lower. So we will not be burning any coins per transaction, but every time someone buys NFTs. So I don't think that burn alone is the answer to our prayers. It's nice that the dev team behind SHIB is considering it, as I think it will have a long-term effect on the price of the token, but it's definitely not a right now solution to increasing the price. So it ultimately depends. What is not acceptable in terms of burn is entirely up to you. A really good article, but what we have to look into here, realistically, if we want to burn to 97.5%, what a lot of people are expecting, it's going to take a long time. So we need utility and we need the burn. If we consider those factors in, that would be huge. The problem, like with SafeMoon, is SafeMoon will need a long time before it will have, everything burned. And the most important factor here, even with SafeMoon's burn being out there, there's still a ton of tokens, and a lot of people don't want to buy in because they will be taxed 5% every time they send it somewhere else. So for example, if they invest $10,000, they will be taxed $500. And we can see here, SHIB is over here. Obviously very good, but look, we have 2 Shibas here. Hopefully they do increase the price, and as we have more tournaments, we will also be having more adoption. Shiba had a birthday recently, and they are having an event where you can get a unique SHIB token, special event NFT, but there's still a lot of hope for a Shiba Inu reaching 1 cent as having an adoption over there. Yes, a burn might not be in the plans just yet, but Cash App's quarterly Bitcoin revenue triples despite Bitcoin apparent loss for Square. Jack Dorsey Square made more than 90% more gross profit than the same period last year, with $550 million coming from Cash App's Bitcoin services. So there's still a lot of money coming in and out of crypto. We can see Bitcoin revenue and gross profit benefited from year-over-year increases in the price of Bitcoin and Bitcoin activities and growth in the customer demand. So it seems like, according to Bitcoin Treasury, Square currently holds 8,000 Bitcoin, worth an estimate $320 million at the time of writing. Square recently bought 3,300 Bitcoin in February for $170 million, adding to initial purchase of 4,700 Bitcoin in October 2020. On Friday, Cointelegraph reported the mobile software firm MicroStrategy is going to be buying more. When they buy more Bitcoin, the Shiba Inu's prices will increase as well. While Tesla lost money, they still made a lot of profit. So there's so many new institutions coming in, such as Cash App, PayPal, that still have yet to lease Shiba Inu. That's why Shiba Inu has a very strong potential. But if we look over here, Nigerian crypto adoption even rises, and some of them are actually holding SHIB. Even with a government crackdown, they're buying more crypto. Nigerians are still hungry for crypto despite the central bank's efforts to squash it. So they are just buying crypto more and more, and they're holding the most they can per person. You can see 18.8 million. Obviously, I don't know if we check over here, but that's really exciting to see. Going to more news, Bank of America outlines 4 potential benefits of El Salvador's Bitcoin strategy. So what's going to happen in September? We are seeing so many things changing for cryptocurrency in such a fast rate that it will be too late when you will want to get in. If you're in crypto and if you're into SHIB right now, it's still super early, and even with a burn, it wouldn't help much unless we got like to 97%, which would be very hard. A burn will help on the long term, but what we need right now is more investors, more utility from the Shiba Inu team. The bank noted that the remittances account for a staggering 24% of El Salvador's gross domestic product, but a sizable chunk of that goes toward transaction fee. Using Bitcoin for remittances could potentially reduce transaction costs compared to traditional remittance channels. So, I mean, we could be seeing a lot of Bitcoin use in El Salvador. It can be used as an intermediary for the cross-border transfer, so that the dollars are converted to Bitcoin by the sender and then converted back to dollars domestically by receivers. So it would save a lot of people's money and maybe some people's lives. You never know. We are seeing here JP Morgan Chase believes El Salvador's Bitcoin gaming could place additional pressure on the network's already limited ability to serve as a medium of exchange. So half of the Salvadorans are skeptical about using Bitcoin. We are in those development stages, and after we get through those development stages, where we are seeing massive capital from investment funds. In the second quarter of 2021, Shiba Inu should be seriously growing. So we can see Matrix Port, a part of Jihan, was Bitmain's exit strategy, is now over at 1 billion in just 2 years. So crypto is growing faster than ever. It's one of the fastest growing assets, and it's actually having real use cases. And when Shiba Inu provides those real use cases, that's when we're going to be seeing that big growth to $1 to 1 cent. You can see, Sushi Swap is already doing huge collaborations. Hopefully, Shiba Swap will do something of their own. And the team is surely listening. They're surely providing updates. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace everyone.